YouTube, what's up, y'all? Happy Friday. It's your boy Hendrick back with another one. And this morning we're gonna react to some Ashley Dalton. And she got a young lady here. Don't know what she's talking about. I think the title is something about a God-fearing man, but he was very, sexual towards her. So, without further ado, man, I ain't gonna do too much talking. We just gonna react to the video. Let's go.
I'm amazing. I'm amazing.
Okay, let me ask you this first. Do you consent to be on a live and potentially go on platform?
I guess I have to say yes since I'm a diddy telling all business. But
Are you sure? No. Don't say I guess. Is it yes or no?
yes.
Okay, because we haven't seen you since last year when you went on your first date and we were out here ready.
Well, I've been in the chat, girl. I've been in the chat.
Okay, you've been in the chat. You're a no.
And I just love you, girl. Whenever you come up on my timeline, I just be like, look at her, like, girl, Ashley just doing her big thing.
Hey, okay.
Yes. But we have a new story time that I feel like this will be perfect. You'll be the perfect person to chime in on this. You ready for this? Okay. So I'll try to keep this quick, but it's a lot that goes into this. Mr. Man, we're gonna call him Mr. Man. He was my. He reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I'm actually a brand photographer." So he reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, I want you to shoot some brand photos for me. I'm from California." And he was like, "I'm looking to like update my dating profiles and like everything because I'm looking for a wife." Oh, I'm the perfect person for you. I got you. Like I'm gonna make it happen. So he comes to my city to do his photo shoot. We do the photo shoot and we hit it off. Like we're at the photo shoot.
Wait a minute. So he flies from another state to your state to do a photo shoot?
Yeah, but that's honestly for me not to be funny. That's not unusual because a lot of my clients fly from other cities to do photo shoots with me.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Exceptional work. Okay.
Yes. So we do the photo shoot and we just hit it off. We're talking about God and we're really connecting on that level because that's really something that's important to me. We're talking about God. We're talking about just life in general, and he's just telling me a lot about like what he's looking for in a wife and that he's really looking to find a wife. And I was like, oh, that's great. And so immediately, he's like, before the shoot's over, he's like, well, I would love to take you to dinner. I was like, of course. I was like, sure, I'll go to dinner with you. And he's like, when we get to dinner, I'm not gonna lie, it was nice. It was a Michelin star restaurant. It was the whole nine, the whole shebang. He was like, I really want to show you a good time. Like he was a man with money. I would just say that. Let's just say he great man with good money. And so we go to the photo shoot. We go to dinner. Dinner is going really well. Except what I'm noticing is that he's extremely forward. He's extremely forward, meaning like his priorities were when he was looking for a woman, it was a woman of God who's beautiful and who just like has purpose and takes great care of himself. A lot of things that you say like is very true. And another thing that you say that's also true that he says is that it's like he likes women who are not so raunchy in dressing, and that's not me. Like I don't dress raunchy or anything else like that. He's like I like a really clean, modest woman as well. Anyway, jump in.
All right, let me stop it right there. So far so good, right? She thinks she found, the man of her dreams, Prince Charming. He done wined her and dined her. You know, her nose already wide open, y'all. They hit it off. They started talking about God. Fellas, ladies and gentlemen, ladies too. Every time we watch a video, what's the first a reaction video to these women looking for what they looking for them, and what's one of the first few things they say? I need a man who is God fearing. So he checked that box. He got money. That's another box checked. He was a gentleman. Box checked. Wine and dine. What could be wrong? He doesn't want a woman all out in the streets dresses classy, conservative. I guarantee you, fellas, all those things sound great, but he still want a woman in them. He still wants a freak in the sheets. Every man wants that. Every man wants their own personalized 304 that is tailor made for just them. That's what they're looking for. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what men want. Lady in the streets, freak in the sheets. That's what they like. But let's hear more of this story as it unravels. So let's go.
That's the story. We go to dinner. Dinner's going well, and then he goes, I want to do a second part of my photo shoot, and I want to do it in Bali. I said, where? And he's like, yeah, I want to go do it in Bali. And so I'm like, okay, I'm interested. My tingles are up. And so progressing through the story, I'm like, hey, I'm interested. I said, let me think about it, but I'm interested in going. And so I set some rules and regulations before I even do anything. I said,
And of course, you gotta book your team. You have to book your team. It's not just you, Mecca.
no.
You
So
got
that
a
was my
team.
number one rule. I said, you have to buy a flight for both me and my assistant. It needs to be minimum business class. I said, it needs to be minimum business class. It needs to be for both me and my assistant. It needs to be, and I need you to pay my proposal before we go, because as much as great, I love that you have a romantic interest in me, but it's business first. And so, he offers, and he agrees to my terms. He's like, okay, let's do it. So he agrees to the terms. I'm like, however,
You wasn't expecting. You were like, I hope you don't say yes. You trying to lay it on thick, and you still. That's what I'm feeling from you. Like, damn.
yeah. Okay. So now I can get into some reservations, because all my friends are like, "Girl, you are crazy for ever saying no." So I get into a bit of my reservations. I'm like, hey, like, he put a huge emphasis on the fact that he's a Christian man and he's looking for a Christian woman or a woman of God, and that was one of the main things that we connected on. However, during the entirety of the photo shoot, he was throwing out a ton of sexual innuendos, like,
Yeah, you see? Listen, man. Ladies, I know y'all want a man who God fearing. Trust me, the men in the church love box too. They love to get freaky nasty in the booth in the back in the dark now. I'm telling you. Listen, them dudes in the church like to get buck wild. They like to eat cooch. They like it. They like when a woman busts it wide open. Trust me, they like them 304s too. Don't that man of God, the man in the suit, the man preaching. Trust me, they all men at the end of the day. Keep that in mind, ladies. Just food for thought.
I want these pictures to be some pictures that make a girl's pussy wet, or
You said that, girl.
girl.
No. It's a no. It's a no.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's just the way he talks. I'm like, and then he goes like, yeah, when I date a girl, he told me, he's like, I want them to, like, they don't have to worry about anything. I'll take care of everything, but I want them to call me daddy. Now, I'm not against calling me a daddy, like, that's a problem.
Right.
But first meeting, first date, first weekend, I don't know.
The language to say, cat. That's just too explicit. It's explicit language. And to me, he's also testing you to see how far he can push his boundaries. And if you laughed it off and you didn't say anything about it and you went with it, which you did because you even entertained the conversation about Bali, he already knows. Hey, I could I could push up on her kind of thing.
Right.
And I'm sure, did he try to push up on you?
Okay, so we're gonna get to that part.
Yeah, because I know that's coming.
So
Facts.
the next day, we did go to church together. We went to church together. We had a lunch date right after church. Everything was going well until he did try to kiss me, and I was like, okay, this is interesting.
Listen, man. That man ain't trying to wife you up. Ladies, come on, man. Y'all could, ladies who watch my videos, you could see this. He just trying to smash. That's it. He not trying to wife up, Christian, all that. Man, this is all a front. This is all game he running. He using his money as leverage too. Wine and dine. This is all just to put the bait out there and just hoping a fish come. Hook, line, and sinker, man. That's all this is. He finessing shorty. And as we hear more of this story, it's becoming more and more clear. This is all game he running.
See? And so I rejected the kiss, but he still was like, hey, I still want to pursue you. I said, okay, but I need to make this clear to you. Like, I am on an abstinence journey. Like, this is where I'm at right now. And are you okay with that? He said, yeah, I'm very much okay with that.
Another lie he just told. He not okay with that. He gonna say whatever. This type of man here is very wicked. This guy's gonna say whatever, do whatever. This is the type of dude who will wait years and years and be in the friend zone just for the opportunity to get some box. This is the type of man that this woman here is dealing with.
Yeah, I'm very much okay with that.
That just made him want him. Oh, a challenge? Oh, okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
really get her now. Yeah.
Right, mind you, yeah, somebody said a wolf in sheep's clothing because, mind you, he says he's okay with that. We go for,
Okay.
and I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I'm like, at this point, in my brain, I'm getting a little excited. I'm like, okay, you're willing to pay for both me and my friend. I'm abstinent. You say you're okay with that, all the things. Until he had made another sexual innuendo comment, and I addressed it at that point. I was like,
What
hey,
did he say? What was this comment?
it was like something like, he was like, "Oh, I don't want to make you uncomfortable by telling you that I would want to dick you down, but let me." I'm like,
Wait.
"What's your man?"
Wait, Mecca. Wait.
Christian man. That's y'all Christian. That's ladies. That's the God fearing man y'all be wanting, right? Y'all act like these men in the church they meat don't get hard or something. Hey man, they gotta bust nuts too now. They gonna be whispering sweet nothings in your ear. Okay, but ladies, Corinthians chapter 8, verse 7 through 10. And then after Bible study done, they gonna bring out that wine, and then they gonna be effing you the future. I mean, hey man, I'm just trying to tell you, ladies, what glitter ain't always gold. Let's continue.
After church services?
This is after church. We on the phone because mind you, he doesn't live in my city, so he lives in another city. Girl.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what you thought this was?
No.
So I'm like,
It's strong no.
I know, but you know where I was teetering on it because I was like, okay, this could be fun. I'm very clear. Like me and my friend is my assistant, and she's like, she knows, like, girl, we're not playing that game. And so, but at the same time, my other gut feeling, the other part of me was like, I don't know. And this is what kind of secured it was I addressed it to him. I said, hey, this makes me uncomfortable when you say X, Y, and Z. Like it doesn't sit well with me. And I couldn't read through the commentary, but he was like, yeah, but I want you to understand, like, this is how I flirt, knowing that we're not having sex. This is also how I flirt, and this is how I like express my like interest in you, and that I am like.
He does this with everyone. He barely knows you, and he's being that.
Ashley, come on now. A man don't need to know a woman to know whether he want to smash. Like, ladies, I know y'all want to get to know a man and see how he is and vibe. A man can just look at a woman, and if she looking good, that booty poking out the way it's supposed to, oh, he ready to go. He don't need to know your name. He don't. As long as you over the age of 18, it really don't matter. If he like what he see, because men are visual at the end of the day, and if you looking good, smelling good, nails done, and all that, hair looking good, and you got some juicy lips, oh yeah. Ladies, we ready. Ready for duty.
That forthcoming, that explicit, saying whatever's on his mind. He does that with every girl.
Oh yeah.
He has no boundaries, and he uses being a godly man as a shield.
Yeah.
So you can let your
what I say? Running game. That's all Buddy doing. He just running game. It's all finesse. Right, using, cause he know these ladies want a God fearing man with money. And don't let him be over 6 feet tall. Oh, bro, he wolf in sheep clothing. Oh yeah, bro. That's exactly what Buddy is.
That's why he uses the church.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and I think that's where I wasn't reading it because I was trying to decipher it for myself because I'm like, this is my like it's new for me dating as a godly woman and now trying to like date like a godly way, and so I'm like now I'm trying to decipher it. I'm like, am I?
Let me ask you if
In her past life, she would have been down for it because she used to be a 304. That's what I got from that little soliloquy right there. She used to be a 304 who's now giving her life to the Most High. And now, she's being abstinent and whatnot. But I bet you if this was 6 to 12 months ago, oh, she would have been about it for sure.
your friends was telling you about this man and y'all were in church service, would you consider this man, with all that you know and all that he said, would you consider him a godly man? Emotions aside.
No, but it sounded good. And so this is what's still the deal though.
She still like him too. She still like Buddy. She wasn't all the way turned off by him. That's just my opinion. She still considered going. She probably want to be clapped.
Because I'm like, okay. I told him I was uncomfortable with it. He was like, this is how I flirt. And then it turned into another hour long conversation, another 30-minute long conversation. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm just not like, this is not. I was like, yeah, but that's not how it sits well with me. And I just want to make sure I'm holding you accountable as a godly man. And he was like, basically the way he positioned it sounded a little bit manipulative, because the way he positioned it was like, we got into a conversation where he was like, I am a man who can, because my G's also older, because he's like, I'm a man who can teach you something. He was like, he kept putting emphasis on how much value he brought to my life. Like, he was like, when you come in, and this is another thing how forward he was being was, when you come into, he's like telling me about how great moving to his city was, and that how great his house was, and how I would never have to work for anything, and how he can give me an au pair, which is the nanny thing. And he was like, all these things, like, yeah, somebody said it, like, he was like positioning himself like he's the prize in the situation. And don't get me wrong, like, he brings a lot of value, but at the same time, I know I do too.
So he's really a demon. This is what demons do, ladies and gentlemen. Here, they prey on. This is what demons do, man. They prey. They use certain things, I call them certain action words, to lure in their prey. Uh, this man here is leveraging money, and we know, and most money is like people's gods in 2025, especially women, because women are very materialistic and hyper consumers, right? So he's using money, and what's the trick words there? Oh, you can live with me. You don't have to pay any bills. All the things that women love to hear and always ask for when they come online. Since, I don't know, the last 4 or 5 years, women would love a man who made a bunch of money, who they don't have to work. They can just sit around and be a passenger princess, and they have a I mean, he has a nanny. He doesn't have to. She doesn't have to do anything. They would love that type of lifestyle. So he's saying all the things that she want to hear, and all the things that he's used to lure and get other women to open their lives. This is all this is, man. This is a game runner right here. You know, this guy is just using his wealth to just attract women, and this is what most men do. But women go for it, because women, at the end of the day, most women aren't interested in the regular guy building anything. So they want the top 10%, top 5%, top 1% guy who already has resources. So on most of the time, that game he running would work on like 95% of women. Real talk.
It was like, you're trying to position it where you're bringing more value to my life than it is I'm bringing to yours. And so he was like, yeah, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but what it sounds like to me, I want to just teach you something as a little sis. I said, excuse me? I want to teach you something as a little sis. He says, don't get offended by this, but I just want you to know that I feel like women in general need to be manipulated a little bit. I said, what? I said, who? I said, yeah. He said, women in general need to be manipulated a little bit. He said, when you meet a man like me, who is going to be loyal, who has a lot of options, who has a lot of integrity, it makes a lot of money, you need to, there's a way you should act and approach. I was like,
There's a lot of men who have resources who use their money to manipulate like women into thinking this is it. Not saying he's not the prize, but as a man, if you really him, you don't need. Hey, listen, if you really that dude, you ain't gotta say nothing, bro. You don't have to say I'm the prize. You don't gotta tell people. People know when you walk in a room. People know what time it is. When you walk in the room, your girl know what time it is. Women know, bro. It's energy. You don't need to skew nothing. You got resources. When you know you him, you ain't tripping. You don't need to tell a woman nothing. You don't need to be boastful about nothing. A woman gonna get on your program. You tell a woman one time what it is, and that's that. If she don't get in line or she not following you as the head, then you just move on. You don't need to be pumping your chest out, doing all that. But again, these are the tactics men with resources use to lure women like that. Because women who are drawn to wealth and money and possessions, that's how the serpent preys on you. Preys on your lust for golds and riches. Let's continue.
I don't know. That doesn't sound right to me.
Yeah, he's testing you. Everything he was saying was a test. How far can I push her? How far can I go? Let me see how she reacts. Let me see how she responds to this. Yeah. Let me see if she laughs it off. Let me see if she says, oh, okay, I understand this, but I don't like that. Mm-hmm. He's testing you.
Yeah.
And you're still on a lead low. And I know there's 1,100 people here. Yep. But on a lead low, you still considering that value.
What I say, I literally said that about 2-3 minutes ago. That she's still interested in that dude because the man's already presented and given her an experience that most men aren't giving her. So she already drawn to him like a moth to a flame. Cause the dudes in her city not doing all this stuff. Imagine you taking them to a 5-star restaurant. You flying them out business class. That's expensive. To a whole nother country. Her and her personal assistant. What other men doing that for her? I'll tell you, no one. No one is. So she already like, especially if he a good looking guy, he already flashing, throwing money at her. Bro, she ready to go. It's already in her mind. He's already planted that seed, bro. It's just ready to grow. She don't know what to do. Her moral compass is all over the place because her lust for riches and money, it's fucking with her moral compass. You know what I mean? So she's literally in a whole conundrum with her own mind, bro.
No, I put a pin in I canceled the bottle trip. I told him
No, you put a pin before you.
No, I put a pin. I canceled the trip. I told him
okay, so no pin. You no pin?
Yeah, there's no pin. I literally told him I was not going. I told him I was not going. I promise y'all, I told him I was not going. But what he did say was, he's like, okay, I'm gonna take a flight. I'm gonna come see you in your city, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And he's coming tomorrow, but I'm like, my question for you is,
so we didn't put a pin in it.
No, I didn't put a pin. We did put a pin. I canceled the trip. I said I'm not comfortable going on the trip as like where we are in this like phase of our day.
But you still entertaining, buddy. So that door's still open, and the serpent can still come and take hold of you. That's the problem right there. You didn't completely shut him off, and he's going to continue. He's going to continue pushing and prying and hitting you with the keywords and leveraging his wealth and whining and dining till you succumb to your till you succumb to your lust. That's what's gonna happen. Eventually you gonna let him hit. If my advice to this woman, if she continues dealing with this man, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when he gonna be in between your legs.
Yeah, I was like, this is a little too forward. This is a little too much going on. But he's like, okay, I want to come to Atlanta. I want to just see if there's more here. And I was like, okay. But my question for you is, should I just block him and not see him tomorrow?
Yes.
Be done with it?
Yes.
What do you think she should do, Chad? What do you think you should do? What does your intuition tell you should do?
You should stop this.
They're all saying yes. They're all saying yes.
It's clear as day.
The red flags are red flags.
You know what you need to do? He's not worth it. Run. Be done. He is scary. She's not blocking him.
mind you, this is all happening in real time. So if I'm just processing these emotions, processing these thoughts.
She's listen, ladies and gentlemen, man. This woman is full of it. She's not gonna stop talking to this dude. The chat and myself. Well, I'm not in the chat though. The consensus is yes, you should stop dealing with this man. And she's just smiling, giggling, laughing. Yeah, the red flags are there. This is a toxic woman right here. I'm telling you. Before her journey, spiritual journey, whatever it is that she's doing now, abstinence. This was a 304. We can see that now. That clue of her smiling when the chat is telling you to run, and her saying red flags like this is some sort of game or joke. I'm telling you, she's gonna see that man. I hope she comes back on. I guarantee she's gonna see that man. They're gonna smash. They're gonna smash at some point. He gonna open her wide open, and she's gonna be in trouble.
Like slowly but surely. So
this is where I'm gonna say, you are an adult and you can make your own decisions.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of red flags from what you told me. But I think he's coming back to your city because he's trying to wear you down. Yeah. I don't mean like that, but like, let me show up. Let me text her. Let me call her. Let me do as much as I can so she can let her wall down.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate that because I'm mentally trying to navigate this, and I'm like, it's so when you're caught, I'm like also running a business. I also have a lot on my plate, so I don't invest much time into like emotional, thinking things through. Sometimes I'm like, okay, so having to think in real time. Okay, get on your toes. See the signs, girl.
But the thing is, Mecca, when you first ever came up on my live, you were talking to me about a guy who was kind of similar. That's when you first came up on my live. It was about a guy who was...
It's a pattern with her. She's attracting the same demonic spirits. There's something with her. There's something literally wrong with her that she keeps attracting the same guys with the same qualities, with the same evil, malicious intent. These men are not interested in her. This is a challenge to these guys. They just want to smash. That's it. They don't see her as a wife or anything like that. They just want to F. That's all. And men when they really want something, they will go to great. We see it since the beginning of time. Men will go to great lengths. They will kill. They will murder. They will do heinous things in order to achieve whatever it is that they set after.
Kind of similar, older. And I said to you, you're a beautiful girl. Everyone in the chat was saying it. And I also said to you, I don't think you realize who you are or who I'm looking at. Mm. And I told you to work on your self-esteem. I told you that. And I think you remember that.
One, I just got out of a relationship back in like January. And so I've been back into my dating life, dating scene. And I just recently met this guy. He's like, what I like to consider, he's a tech. Great job. One, he's an aerospace engineer. He's a world traveler. He's also like divorced. And you know what they say about being like the second wife or the second girlfriend or whatever. But he's like super intentional about wanting to be married and everything else and wanting kids. And so check all the boxes. And so I'm so excited about him. He's cool. He was really cool, sweet guy, great conversationalist, everything. The only thing is, so the reason why I ended my last relationship was because I'm Christian and I'm like in the process of being more serious about my faith and getting closer to God and all the things. And he just wasn't on that wave. He didn't want to go to church with me. I was like, okay, so this has to end now because we're not aligned. Now that I'm seeing this guy, he's checking off all my boxes, everything. But then also I brought up the aspect of like, hey, this is why my last relationship ended. He was like, oh, well, that's not a problem. I'm Christian. Except being in a place where I'm like, okay, now I want to be, like as I'm getting closer, moving closer to God and in my faith and stuff like that, what also comes with that is celibacy. And am I moving too fast or like, how do I like not come off like, how do I say this?
Know yourself-worth. Know yourself-worth.
Yeah.
Know yourself-worth. Know yourself. Know you are the prize. Know you are the prize. Are we looking? You have dimples. Your skin is clear. You have real bushy eyebrows. You have on your edges. You're beautiful, but you have to know that. So you telling you this and the chat telling you it is not enough. You got to know it. And here we are.
Saying it, yes.
Yeah. Here we are, almost a year later. having the same conversation.
Doing the same two-step with the same type of guy. What's the common denominator? Christian, successful career, made probably a six-figure earner. I'm telling you, man, and it's getting to the point where that's all a man needs now. Man, all basically what society is telling us and what these women are telling us is, hey, fellas, all you gotta forget character, morals, your mindset. Just be tall. Just be, into the scriptures, and go make money. Smell good and look good. Keep yourself up. You do those things, you can pretty much have most women because they don't care about anything else. Because they only care about your possessions at the end of the day, and what they can use you for as leverage. That's it. So, it's a shame that it's like that, but this is the world we in, man. Every day I come online, react to these videos, women's dating requirements, and it's just getting worse and worse. Each year by year, year over year, it's gonna be the same thing. The bar's gonna continue raising to the point where it's only gonna be like the top 5% of men are gonna have access to every single woman on this planet. Literally millions of men are gonna go without. I predict in the next 3 to 5 years, there's gonna be the number of men who aren't sexually active is gonna rise to considerable measures. We're already seeing it, and it's gonna continue.
And a girl like you could just go out. You can meet a guy who's not gonna be talking to you any kind of way. Come on, no, it's enough. So I want you to work on your self-esteem.
Yes.
Too young, too beautiful, too smart to be dealing with garbage.
Garbage.
Okay, garbage.
No, you're right though. I love it. So no, my question for you is, like, would you say, okay, take a step back, stop dating, focus on just you, and
no, raise your standards. Know who you are. You don't have to step back. You're young. You should be dating. Work on yourself, raise your standards, and put yourself out there. Because men, when they're approaching you, they're probably thinking, I think she thinks like this. She must think she's this type of girl. They get to talking to you, and then they're like, she don't know how pretty she is. She don't know how bad. Oh, she don't. Okay, I got something for her because she don't even know.
Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and block him while I'm on the phone with you right now, so I know this will get
I'm not. Again, I'm just here to give that advice. You all are adults. You can make your own decisions. That's what I want. I want everyone here to make their own decisions. Myself in the chat is just here to give you a little nudge.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the nudge, because it can be like, okay, when you're deciphering things, like, not even by yourself, you're deciphering them with God, but like, you just, like, as a woman, you need to learn, trust your gut. Like, it's not telling you wrong. It's not steering you the wrong way. And so, and mind you, if anybody, I see all the comments in the chat box. This is over.
And this is not like, it's not like he went on a date and maybe he was a little corny, or he said, I want to D you down on a first date. I want to see your.
Now, I'm not gonna defend this man, but whether a man says it or not, all men who take you out want to D you down on the first date, ladies. The whole reason for a man even taking you out because he want to smash. And shout out to Ringo TV Reactions. He said this on many occasions. So give credit where credit is due. Ringo TV Reactions. Check out his page. He says this all the time, man. Listen. A man who is going to invest his time and money into a woman, yes, he has sexual desires towards that woman. Ladies, come on, we all know this. This isn't like breaking news. So, some men are gonna be vocal, others aren't gonna say anything. But just know, ladies, like, when a man take you out, he's hoping at the end of the night he's in between your legs. He is. He's not gonna want to go on too many dates. He wants to use it if ideally, if a man could, if he didn't have to take you anywhere but just smash, he would do so. A couple of drinks and get straight to it, and then maybe he'll take you out to eat after. You don't want to do all that extra stuff. I'm just letting you know from a man's point of view.
On a first date, this is what he's saying.
Yeah.
That's not some little money. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Like, it sounds like he doesn't have boundaries or decorum. That's what this, like, it sounds like, God forbid you decide to get in the car with him and y'all drive to the restaurant. He may stop on the side of the road and I don't know. It gives
weird. Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna have it his way.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Mm-hmm. No, I love it. And I appreciate it. And always, look, I'm ready. I'm glad we had this conversation because I'm like, okay, now I feel like.
And my thought too is, why would a man with that much money, because it does sound like he has money and he's a good looking man, why is he so desperate?
Right.
You shouldn't be that.
It's not desperation, Miss Ashley. This isn't desperation at all. He's using what he has to leverage. He's done worked hard. He done got his resources, and he comes online like all men do and see the rhetoric that women are spewing and the things that they're asking for. God-fearing man, 6 figures, 6 feet tall, all the sixes. So he's like, okay, I'm just gonna leverage what I earned because I'm already the man that women want. So it's not desperation. He's just using what he has. Man, this is game spin. He tricking. And he'll take a woman out, he'll fly a woman out, and he'll smash because most women will do it. He's just using the resource that he has to lure the women, and it's already working. So this isn't desperation. He's just putting it out there on Front Street what it is. He ain't sugarcoating nothing. Like, he want to get buck wild, he want to get nasty, trying to smash. And that's that. And I guarantee you, most women would fold. So this ain't desperation, man. He's just using what he has to get what he wants. That's all this is. When you have money, power, influence, in that order. When you got the money, you got power. When you got the power, you can create influence, and you can capture control. They talk about this in the 48 Laws of Power. So I just wanted to correct Ashley on that, because she's incorrect with her conclusion there.
Desperate. You shouldn't be like, I need to beat you down. I need to this. A man like that gets the girls. It takes nothing. He has the money. He has the looks. He has the height. Why is he so that? I don't like that.
Well, I think it's because he was like, one of the main statements he said, he was like, yeah, I can have a lot of girls, but he was like, but I like the fact that, you are maintaining like this like boundary with me about also saying that I'm not open to doing anything sexual with you. Like, that's not my vibe. That's not what I'm going to give. Like, but yeah, so that's how I was like, when I told him that, I think it was like, like you said, I've been dealing with, you either see a man who sees it as a challenge, like I need to conquer this. And I think he kind of falls in that category of, I want to conquer this, or conquer her, or conquer. That's what it gets to me. That's what's going on in my brain.
So if he wants to conquer you, that means he doesn't want to really be in a relationship with you. Mm-hmm. That's what that also says, Yeah. Is he from ATL? No, I don't think so. So we don't need to get into that because,
Yeah, I want to tell more.
Yeah. So again, just think about it, look at the chat, and you do what you need to do, okay, Mecca? But again, you're a beautiful girl. Stop settling, girl. Stop. Know your worth.
No, the thing is it settling if these are like dating experiences and I'm not going past, this is a date. This is like a 2-date max experience, and I'm like, okay, this don't seem right to me. Let me reevaluate, and now I can know to move on and not pursue.
Yeah, but if you're thinking about seeing him after he disrespected you more than once, that says something to me about how you see yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was disrespectful, Like, that's not cool.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
She not hearing none of that. She gon' keep seeing them.
You're right.
And like you said, he said you were a lady. You presented yourself in a classy way. You're not cursing. You're not in short, tiny outfits. You're presenting yourself. Not saying even if you wasn't, he should have disrespected you. But That's not okay for him to feel like he could say that and he doesn't know you. That's not, no.
You're right. Ooh, I'm getting checked, but in the right way. Sometimes conviction is good to hear it and to switch up things after you get the conviction. So I appreciate you always.
You're welcome. And my final thing is just pray about it. That's
All right. Listen, man. This doesn't require prayer. This is pretty obvious. Here, what's gonna happen. So let me lay it out for you before we get out of here. She's drawn to this man. We can clearly see that she's attracted to his wealth, like most women are. Yeah, he was sexually forward, but you can see it's not really a deterrent. Fellas, listen. If you express interest in a woman sexually, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's gonna be turned off by it. These women are nasty and they're freaky too, and they want to get deep down. They want to get plowed in ways you couldn't even imagine. The things that women want done to them in the bedroom, you have I don't some of you men I don't think realize how nasty women are. So because of that, she's still contemplating, even though he was forward, even though the signs are there. He's manipulating her with what he has. Clearly, she's still considering it because she's getting an experience that she's not getting from other men. So, what's gonna happen is she's gonna ignore the signs. I guarantee you, he's gonna see her. They're gonna see each other at some point, and eventually he gonna smash. I'm telling you. I hope that we see this woman again, and there's a follow up. Cause I want to know if what I suggest, what I think is gonna happen, happens. But let me know your thoughts, man. This was an interesting video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please, I urge you guys, whoever watches the video, man, please, it would greatly help me. I'm not asking for much. Just hit the like button. Get me in the algorithm, man. Get the views. Working hard, cranking out these videos, giving you my viewpoints. Trying to get them on the, apply for monetization at the end of the day. So I appreciate y'all, man. The road to 5K subs, grinding. Put out probably 2-3 more videos today because I gotta stay relevant in the YouTube space. So appreciate y'all, man. I hope you have a blessed Friday, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.